All right, sidebar there. It's interesting. Now she says that she went back and told Flamati and Nuddle that Karen Reed said, I hit him, and of course, you know, we heard from Nuddle saying that he heard it himself.
Right, so, and it didn't end up in anyone's report, which is, I think, problematic.
Yeah, so is this a game of telephone? It doesn't matter. We'll ask a guy that knows. Jeffrey Wolf, how important is the I hit him's and who said what and how many times? Now it's up to 4.
Yeah, I mean, it 100% matters, Ted, because this is the state's best evidence that she is admitting to having done something here. So it matters when she says it, it matters who she said it to, how many times she said it, and the credibility of the witness who says that she heard it 100% matters. So now she's gonna say that she maybe knew some of the witnesses here, how she knew them, when she said she knew them. And then this game of telephone that they're talking about is incredibly important, because if a witness testified that they heard it, but now she's saying, I told them that is a incredibly important point, because the fact that they didn't put it in their reports, and now they're going to come back and retrace the steps of where the statement came from and who was told the statement and how they were told it, that calls into question the credibility of the statement entirely when you don't put it in your report. Because defense lawyers know that if something isn't in the report, it is not as reliable as something that is in the report, because every officer is trained that in order for a statement to be reliable, it has to be memorialized in the report, because that is what they are taught at the academy.
Yeah, I think the only thing the prosecution can do with this is make the distinction that paramedics typically don't write as detailed reports as officers would, but it's still an uphill battle, I think, just on that issue. Jeffrey, stand by. We're going to get in a break. More testimony from the Karen Reed murder retrial in real time. They are on a lunch break, so Matt Johnson is going to be able to come out of the courthouse and give us an update on what he has been observing inside. Stay with us.
You got us banned from being room parents? I have never been more in love with you.
Who wants to go nuts for donuts?
Show him your folding trick.
I'm not in the mood for your sheet right now.
That's gotta hurt, huh?
You keep me coming back for more.
I am proud to be able to be on the first ever HBCU gymnastics team. This is how we'll do it! To be able to show off my talents at a HBCU is very honoring. I wanted to be a reporter since I was 4 years old. I always knew that I wanted to tell stories. I feel really proud that I work at Scripps News. Our reporters get to delve into the topics that we care about and that we want to dig deeper into. There's a real investment in going where the stories are, giving people the full picture, reporting what is happening firsthand. Alex Miller, Scripps News, New York.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
We're here to try and understand the mindset behind your actions in this case.
Interview with a Killer. New episode, Sunday at 8 on Court TV.
His identity, a mystery.
Who is he?
His sword, lightning fast.
I challenge you!
His name,
Zorro!
Zorro. Tuesday starting 5/4 Central on Grid Extra.
Join the case that puts you in the middle of the mystery.
The answer's in front of us.
And keeps you guessing till the very end.
It's anyone's guess who's next.
Every twist, every turn.
Everything we need to find this guy is right here.
Eye on Mystery. Join the investigation. Ion is on with 3 networks to enjoy.
Yeah, it's on.
Yes. Showtime.
You're gonna want to see this.
It's on. Ion Plus, and Ion Mystery.
Wow!
It's on.
From moments to momentum.
We going straight to the top.
Point guards.
We will never stop.
No, point guards.
It's time to give us our props.
Not only good,
coming in hot,
but GOAT. From every bucket to every block.
Denied at the rim.
From the court to the culture. Greatness doesn't wait.
Showtime.
The WNBA tips off May 16th at 7. Find Ion wherever you watch. Ion, it's on.
Give me something new. I want the real you. That is the best idea I've ever heard.
Yes, of course we can get you more.
Rex, go!
Angus MacGyver. You know that was fun.
Just give me more.
Start watching TV for free with Tableau.
Switching to Tableau has really been a money saver.
With Tableau, I can record something on my phone, I can pause it, I can go get a drink, I can come back, I can continue in the family room.
Order today at TableauTV.com.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes! Make a plan today.
Welcome back to Court TV Live along with Julia Janae. I'm Ted Rollins. Good to be with you on a Monday. Busy one. We're in Dedham, Massachusetts. It's day 9 of the murder retrial for defendant Karen Reed. Right now it's lunchtime in real time. We still have some morning testimony to get through in this case. And boy, it's another doozy of a day with a lot of lay witnesses. We have a professional on the stand now, but
we do.
It's been good.
A lot of stuff to dig through, though, in her testimony, and someone who can tell us how it is happening and unfolding inside of that courtroom is our own Court TV crime and justice correspondent, Matt Johnson. Matt, we understand you've been able to be inside of the courtroom today. You got that ticket that allows a certain number of journalists inside. Tell us what stood out to you from testimony so far.
Yeah, so let's begin with the very big key witness that we've been anticipating, Katie McLaughlin. She's a paramedic firefighter that responded to the scene there at 34 Fairview in the early morning hours when John O'Keefe was discovered on the front lawn. Now, this is a very divisive witness, but she's key for the prosecution because she establishes that John O'Keefe, when she was rendering aid, was missing a shoe. She says that it appeared that it was somewhat of a car accident. That's her later testimony. And she said Karen Reed was screaming this. Take a listen.
She answered with a series of statements that she repeated. I hit him. I hit him. There was a woman next to us who told her to calm down, stop talking, calm down, you're hysterical. So she repeated, I hit him. And a police officer asked her, said, you what? And she repeated it again, I hit him.
This witness was very divisive. We remember that from the first trial. Remember, there was much testimony from this witness outside of the presence of the jury last year when the defense was trying to impeach her and say that she perjured herself when she wasn't fully disclosing the relationship with the Albert family. Once again today she was shown pictures, but those were not shown to the jury, of her on various vacations in group settings with the daughter of the Albert family who lived at 34 Fairview, just talking about her relationship going to school with this particular person. Right away, her relationship was disclosed to the Alberts, and I can tell you this much. This was a very fiery cross-examination. It was a very tense moment in the courtroom. I'm seated looking at the jury. At one point in time, they were taking a lot of notes, and they were also paying close attention to how Reed was reacting to this testimony.
Any observations of Karen or more of the jury? What, it's so fascinating because we don't have that view, and you do, and it's such a confined space which you've brought to life for us. Tension level today compared to maybe the first week. How would you qualify it?
quantify it, I guess.
Well, not as high as what we saw with Jen McCabe, but it is pretty intense in there. It's a very claustrophobic setting. Everyone is, you know, right next to each other. And today, it's a bit more stuffy in that courtroom. It is a rainy day here in the Boston area, and it is a dark courtroom today as they have the curtains and there's not much sunlight peering through. But yeah, this jury was paying close attention, writing lots of notes, and looking for the movements and whatever Karen Reed was doing. There's a few jurors in the front row that pay close attention to her. We also heard from a lot of key witnesses today, and this was really pivotal for the case that the state is putting on. A lot of people that were at 34 Fairview, either at the after party or the birthday party, or picking people up from that house. And no one testifying that they saw John O'Keefe in the SUV or outside of it, or walking up to the home or out in front near the flagpole. So those were all key statements made by a lot of the witnesses today. And that was actually pretty quick testimony. Last year, a lot of those people were on the stand for a lot longer.
Yeah, it seemed to take over the Commonwealth's case when they were all on the stand. Matt Johnson, I know we have to let you get back inside of the courthouse, but thank you for that update. And as Matt mentioned, that fiery cross-examination, we are still watching it. The sidebar that it sounded like the Commonwealth called is over, so we are going to be listening to cross-examination again of the paramedic, Katie McLaughlin. Go ahead.
In answer to that question, the open-ended question, who's Caitlin Albert, you didn't offer up in that first initial response, you didn't offer up, you didn't say we're friends, did you?
We're not.
You didn't say that we are in the same friend group, did you?
No.
You didn't say we've been friends since high school?
No.
You said, I went to high school with someone named Caitlin Albert, correct?
Yes.
Almost as if you just saw her name in a yearbook. Correct?
No, I don't agree with that.
That's not true, is it? I mean, that wouldn't be true, correct? Because you did know Caitlin Albert.
That is true. And you asked me if I knew her, and I said yes. And you asked me if I'm friends with her, and I said I wouldn't say friends.
You wouldn't say friends.
Right.
Even as you sit here today, you would not say that you're friends with Caitlin Albert.
No.
You wouldn't say that you've been friends for years.
We've known each other for years.
That wasn't my question.
We've known each other for years, but we are not close friends. We don't have a relationship, just her one-on-one. It's just group settings.
You grew up in the same town together, correct?
We did.
Went to the same middle school together.
Correct.
Went to the same high school together.
Yes.
You socialized with her.
Yes.
You've taken day trips with her and others.
Yes.
You've taken beach trips with her and others.
Yes.
You've taken 4th of July weekend getaways with her and others.
I don't remember that, but...
One of your best friends named Michaela actually lived with Caitlin Albert at college, didn't she?
Yes.
And you visited your best friend at that residence where she lived with Caitlin Albert on more than one occasion, didn't you?
Yeah, occasionally I would go to visit the friends that I had there.
You would even spend the night in the apartment with them, correct?
Maybe a handful of times, yes.
You've taken photographs with Caitlin Albert, correct?
I'm in pictures with her, yes.
You've been to baby showers with Caitlin Albert over the years.
I have attended a baby shower with her,
Had
yes.
celebrations with her over the years. Correct?
Yeah, we socialize, like I said, group settings, social events. I will see her.
Your Honor, may I approach?
All right, briefly. All right, you see Karen Reed reacting to whatever is going on in terms of this questioning. Let's bring back in criminal defense attorney Jeffrey Wolf while we wait. Jeffrey, there have been some questions from our viewers about how many objections are happening and how many of those Commonwealth objections seem to be sustained. Are you picking up on that, and do you see a reasoning behind that? Is there something that Alan Jackson just continues to do?
Well, what he's doing is he is going to put this information in front of this jury, and he is going to show the jury that the prosecution does not want them to hear this. And what hopefully the jury is going to pick up on is that this is something the prosecution does not want them to know. The prosecution does not want them to know that people on the scene were friendly with that family and friendly with these people. And why does the prosecution not want them to know that? What are they afraid of? If there's nothing to hide, why don't they want to talk about it? Why do they believe that it is irrelevant? Why are they continuing to shut it down? Why is the judge playing along with that game? If there is nothing nefarious, why does nobody want to talk about it? That is something that as a defense attorney, I am routinely up against, and that they are finding themselves up against in this case, that there is information that the prosecution and the judge does not want the jury to hear about, and nobody wants to tell the jury why.
And it, just a quick follow-up, sometimes if it becomes frustrating, jurors pick up on it, and you can use it to your advantage from a defense standpoint, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you really want to get cheeky about it, you look at the jury and you say, here we are. It's these two versus me. And I'm just trying to get you the info.
Jeffrey Wolf, thank you for that analysis. We do have to get to a break. When we come back, we'll hear more of that cross-examination, see how the defense handles it after that sidebar breaks up after this.